How to Put a Moose to Bed. In a little wooden house by the edge of a great whispering forest lived a boy named Finn. Finn knew a lot about bedtime. He knew how to put his teddy bear to bed, one kiss on the nose. He knew how to put his goldfish to bed, a gentle tap on the bowl. But one night, he learned how to put someone much, much bigger to bed. It all started with a thump, then a crunch, then a scritch-scratch at the door. Finn tiptoed to the window and peeked out. There, standing in the moonlight, was a moose. But not just any moose. This was a moose in striped pajamas that were much too small for him. He held a tiny dented toothbrush in his hoof, and his eyes were droopy with sleep. "Hello?" Finn whispered, opening the door a crack. "Hello," said the moose in a deep, rumbly, tired voice. "I am Mortimer. I am ready for Bubba." He couldn't even finish the word before a huge, moose-sized yawn swallowed it whole. "You're ready for bed?" Finn asked. Mortimer the moose nodded sadly. "But I cannot seem to do it. I have tried. The forest is too lumpy, the river is too splashy, the rabbits snore." A single tired tear rolled down his long, fuzzy nose. Finn's heart melted. "Well, you can't sleep outside. Come in. I'm an expert at bedtime." This was how Finn learned that putting a moose to bed is not as easy as putting a teddy bear to bed. Step 1. Find a big enough bed. Finn's own bed was much too small. Mortimer tried to lie down, but his legs dangled off the end, and his antlers got tangled in the ceiling mobile. Crunch. "Oops," said Mortimer. "Not to worry," said Finn. He led Mortimer to the living room and pushed all the cushions off the couch. "This will be your bed." Step 2. Find big enough pillows. Mortimer's head was very heavy. He needed a big pillow. A sofa cushion was too flat. A pile of coats was too lumpy. "I know," Finn said. He ran to the laundry room and came back with a giant, fluffy, white thing. "It's the duvet from my parents' bed." Mortimer rested his head on it. "Ah," he rumbled. "Perfect fluffiness." Step 3. Find a big enough blanket. Mortimer was shivering. "My toes are chilly," he whispered. Finn's favorite superhero blanket only covered one hoof. Finn thought and thought. Then he ran to the closet and pulled out the biggest thing he could find, the rug from the hallway. It was a bit fuzzy and had a picture of a flower on it. He dragged it over and tucked it around Mortimer's large hooved feet. "Cozy," sighed Mortimer. Step 4. Brush those giant teeth. Mortimer held up his tiny toothbrush. It was the size of a toothpick for him. "We can do better than that," said Finn. He went to the kitchen and came back with the best thing ever, the broom. He took the head off the handle, put a blob of minty toothpaste on the bristles, and handed it to Mortimer. Mortimer brushed his teeth. Scrub, 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 swish. It was the best toothbrushing of his life. Step 5. The most important step. A bedtime story. Mortimer's eyes were getting very droopy. "A story?" he asked hopefully. "A long one?" Finn climbed onto the arm of the couch. He didn't have a book big enough, so he made one up. "Once upon a time," he began, "there was a very, very tired moose named Mortimer. He searched the whole wide forest for the perfect place to sleep. He asked the bears, but their cave was too dark. He asked the birds, but their nest was too high. Then he found a little house with a kind boy named Finn, who gave him a fluffy duvet pillow and a rug blanket. As Finn spoke, Mortimer's breathing became slow and deep. His gigantic eyelids fluttered closed. A soft, rumbly, contented snore escaped his nose. Hoo! He was asleep. Finn smiled. He tiptoed over and gave the moose the gentlest goodnight kiss he could on his soft, fuzzy nose. The next morning, Finn's mom came into the living room. She saw the cushions on the floor, the missing duvet, the hallway rug crumpled on the couch, and a broom with toothpaste on it in the middle of the room. She shook her head and laughed. "Finn," she called, "did you have a friend over last night?" Finn just smiled. "I was putting a moose to bed." His mom smiled back. "Of course you were, sweetie. Of course you were. And if you ever walk by the edge of that great whispering forest and see a very well-rested moose wearing striped pajamas, you'll know exactly who helped him get a good night's sleep."